height thing. It's also genetically, Cameron and I share an exact genotype, except for she has a Y chromosome. She has two X's and I have a Y. Otherwise, it's exactly the same.
Exactly.
And so now that science has advanced to the place where it is, they can actually do genotypes on people. And when they broke down our genotype, they said, "Oh, we got to put them in a movie together."
It just happened. It was like it was almost like a cellular thing, but like cellular.
It's weird how science is like dropping into film nowadays.
Really
the technology stocks are really going through the roof.
It really is
and
amazing.
I think this is why.
Yeah. I think you're totally right. Okay, so any naughty indiscretions in Vegas that you guys care to confess to? This is MSN, and you can say anything you want.
We did. We were really good because we were there for 2 weeks. So you can't really be in Vegas for 2 weeks and do a ton of naughty things because it just catches up way too quickly with you. So we did have one night where on shooting where we kind of took advantage of the scenario that was happening and,
prep work.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think anybody plans to go to Vegas for work.
No.
You're not sitting around with your buddies on the couch being like, dude, you know what we should do? Go to Vegas and work for 2 weeks.
I'm bringing my laptop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why do people think it's okay to be bad in Vegas? Why Vegas? Why not Toronto?
I think it was why they created Vegas. So I think you when you go to Vegas, you have to do it. There's no reason to go to Vegas if you're not willing to partake.
I think the very nature of Vegas in general is completely illogical as it is. There's a city in the desert. There are fountains in the desert. There's Paris, New York, Rome, Venice, all in a 2-block radius.
Yeah.
That's illogical. So I think it's a host of illogical behavior that appears to have no consequence.
Yeah, and then inside, you go inside of all those places and you're locked in. It's it's a hydroponic.
With no air.
No.
That's the scary part of that.
If Vegas were a spaceship that took off, you would have no idea. You wouldn't actually know that you're in outer space.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, so Joy and Jack have some pretty annoying habits.
So true.
So true. But I gotta get to this.
On the spaceship for a second, I was like,
oh, it's a good analogy. This is why this guy is a producer. Okay, so Jack and Joy have some pretty annoying habits in the film.
Yes.
But what annoying habits did you find out about each other?
he's not, the funny thing is this guy is just easy to be around. He's really easy just to be around. You spend 12 hours, 14 hours a day hanging out, having fun, and literally there's not a moment where you're like, would he just stop doing that? There's not very many moments in a 3-month period.
No annoying habits from this girl?
Oh, he told me about it. Don't worry.
Bad habits?
Annoying habits. What annoyed you about her?
Annoyed me. I don't know. I did this really hard. I don't think I was really annoyed.
Not annoyed. No.
I wasn't really annoyed. I was annoyed with her character. I guess the only thing that
that's the thing that happened.
the only thing that this film almost didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because Cameron and I got in an argument as to whether or not she actually is entitled to half. But it was based on the script. So it was based on the script. Is she actually entitled to half?
Right.
And we got into a whole spat about whether or not people should be entitled to half. Mm-hmm. And it almost blew the movie apart. So we're not going to have the argument.
But except we had put too many days on the film.
Yeah.
There was already film that had been
we were already invested.
Shot, so
had we not been invested, the movie would not have went down. And don't push. Don't do a follow-up question because this interview could blow apart.
Yeah, because I'm glad you did the movie. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's hysterical.
It's fun.
So have you done anything dumb, drunken things like drunken dialing? Have you ever done that, like drunken prank calls?
Drunk dial?
Yeah.
That's how I got him to do the movie. We drunk dialed each other.
We got way fired up one night. I said, you know who I'm going to call? I got Cameron Diaz's number, dude. I'm going to call her up right now. Hey, what's up? You want to do a movie together?
And I was wasted.
She was all like, yeah. You want to do a movie with me?
Okay, back to annoying habits. What is with guys in toilet seats?
I don't know. That scenario sort of came out of, we were talking about in a script meeting about the annoying things that happen between people when, men and women. And it was just like the toilet seat thing is just, I lived at one point when I was younger, I lived with about 5 guys, and I was the only girl, and it was the most disgusting thing. I mean, literally. And one night I went into the bathroom and I fell into the toilet, literally, and it was traumatic. It was so traumatic to me to have experienced that. So here you would put it in.
I've stopped using toilets altogether.
Well, I could see that. Peeing in the sink is simply not acceptable, Ashton. Simply not acceptable.
It's not
What would Denise say about you
acceptable.
peeing in a sink?
Well, at home I actually pee in the backyard. So
It's fun to pee outside.
Actually, the first night I went out with Demi, we were in New York together. We went to dinner, and then we went to this club afterwards, and we both had to go to the bathroom. I walked her to the bathroom, and they ushered us into the bathroom together, and so we were in there, and I was like, okay, so she sat down on the toilet, and I took a leak in the sink, and that was the first time.
That's awesome.
That we went to the bathroom together. I was actually peeing in the sink. So.
And it sealed your love
At
forever.
Bungalow 8 store.
Guys, you are hysterical. Please do a sequel to this. You're great together. You really are great
Thank you.
together. Thank you. Great talking to you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.